championship season, the Atlanta Braves are proud to present a World Champions ring to a player who, although is no longer with the team, played a significant role in our championship season.
You talk about a Braves-type player, it's Freddie Freeman. Been with him since the first day he came here in the big leagues.
It's something special. You dream of this as your kid, and for it to happen, it's almost speechless. It feels awesome. Hopefully I can help this team win.
As Freeman jumps on the first pitch, and he launches a tape measure shot deep to right and gone. His first career homer against Roy Halladay. First pitch driven deep right center. Track wall, that's long gone into the trees. Swinging a fly ball deep to center.
That ball's gone, and the Braves are going to the playoffs. It's a two-run bomb for Freddie Freeman.
First baseman from the Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman.
When you grow up in a baseball household, I had two older brothers. That just drove me to love this game. I love it. I love how much work goes into this game. That 3 hours you go between those lines, you can just take your mind off it and let it happen because you know how much work you put into this game.
Pitch, a fly ball, deep center, going back Kane at the wall. That is go! And the Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series.
1-1 pitch. Flies into left center field. Well hit back at the wall. It is gone. A home run for Freddie Freeman. How about that?
Chopper out to Dansby. Dansby throws to first base. Is this happening? It is. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
This is everything you worked for, and for us to be world champions. Again, that is awesome to hear.
World champion! On behalf of the Atlanta Braves, manager Brian Stitker is proud to present Freddie with his World Series championship ring.
Well, Freddie, you just got to watch the video and relive all of those amazing memories. you put that World Series championship ring on, and it's the biggest smile I've seen you have all day. What are you feeling right now?
Every sort of emotion. Last time I was on this field, there was a big stage in the middle of this field because we accomplished something so special. From the bottom of my heart, my family's heart, we thank you for the support that you've shown my family and I for the last 12 years. There's not enough words to describe everything that's gone on in the last 12 years. You guys supporting me, my family. I'm just so thrilled to be back and to see all you guys again. I know I got a different uniform on, but I still love each and every one of you guys. This is one of the hardest days of my life, but one of the most amazing days of my life. So bear with me as I cry a lot throughout this game, tomorrow's game, and the next games, because this city, this organization, all of Braves country that covers so many states, just an ultimate gratitude for each and every one of you, and I just thank you, and I love each and every one of you guys, and I continue to look forward to coming back each year and seeing you, but especially this weekend after we reached the pinnacle last year of winning that World Series. I've been looking forward to this for 3 months. It's been a hard day, a very emotional day, and I know the whole weekend's going to be very emotional, but help me get through it. Help my family get through this too, because this is going to be hard, but we love you guys, always will, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've shown my family and I over the last 12 years.
Soak this up. Thank you, Freddie.
World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. A packed house in Atlanta at Truist Park. It's the Braves and the Dodgers. Tonight's the night we celebrate the remarkable Atlanta Braves career of world champion Freddie Freeman, who moments ago got his World Series ring from the Braves manager Brian Snitker, who's kind enough to join us downstairs in the Atlanta dugout. Snit, emotional moment just a few minutes ago. Your thoughts on what you saw out of Freddie Freeman here on the center of the diamond?
Again, I couldn't be more proud and happy of our fan base and how they reacted to this. One of the greatest players in franchise history, and they came through again. You know, it was really a special moment. I know with Freddie, I just kept trying to tell him, keep it together, you'll be fine, and it was awesome.
You know, Snit, like any sport, the show must go on. Talk about right now, though, this team, 18-3 in the month of June. You've got to be tickled to death the way they have come back now this month and 4 games behind the Mets.
No, it's been great. I mean, these guys were playing good baseball all the way around. It's just, you know, kind of what I envisioned, and it just takes time sometimes to get your toehold. So these guys have been, you know, all the hard work and everything that they put in on a consistent basis daily is paying off for them.
2 hot offenses. You've got Ian Anderson going in game game one. What do you expect out of him tonight?
Well, hopefully he follows up what he did the other day in Chicago, because it was really good there. So if he can do that, I think we'll be in good shape.
Snit, great job. We'll see you afterward. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks,
Stay
guys.
hydrated down there.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
All right,
see y'all.
manager Brian Snitker. And now, Jeff, the game is the game. How do you compartmentalize the emotions of what took place here 5 minutes ago and get after 95-mile-an-hour fastballs against two real good teams?
Look, that was a beautiful ceremony. He got a chance to say his thanks to the fans because he hasn't had that opportunity yet. When everything kind of happened, it happened so quick with the lockout. So I think that was great. He was able to hopefully get some closure on it. And look, he's on a great baseball team. We have a great baseball team. Matt Olson's the first baseman here now, and so you look at that stuff. And now in June, this team's really been clicking good. So, you know, I think it's going to be a fun weekend. And you look at this right now, the Braves have really come on strong. You know, the Dodgers, you kind of say it's a slumping month when they're only 10-9, but they're a great baseball team, and it should be a lot of fun. And of course, Freddie being back in town makes it, to me, that much more exciting and a compelling series.
The Dodgers are without Mookie Betts, without Walker Buehler, but still they are a tremendous baseball team. They've got the first place position in the National League West. The Braves only 4 games behind the Mets. They've shaved 6.5 games off the Mets' lead in the divisional race, in large part because this Atlanta offense has really found its footing, and nobody's done that better than Dansby Swanson, the Braves shortstop, Jeff, who's putting together a huge all-star surge this month.
Well, you turn around and look now, he's probably one of the top 3 shortstops in all of baseball with Trey Turner and Xander Bogaerts. Look at that, the last 30 games. You know, you can get hot for a week or two, but when you start doing that for, you know, 5-6 weeks like that you see, love his approach. He's staying up the middle the other way. He's hitting for power. He's hitting for average. He's scoring runs. You know, he's moved up in that second hole, and he has taken advantage of it.
And Michael Harris, a rookie who's come up from Double-A to the major leagues. His prominence in the lineup and his placement in center field has made everything flow for the Braves on both sides of the baseball.
Snit was talking to us today. He said, look, there were some games I was going to platoon this kid, you know, so he would not be overmatched. He said he's been able to handle every single person that's been thrown out there. You love what he brings to the table, the energy, the athleticism. And again, he is a true center fielder and lets the other guys play their natural position.
So it's always fun to see rookies take their place in a major league lineup. You wonder where they'll go. It was just a few short years ago we were saying the same thing about Freddie Freeman, who came up with the Atlanta Braves, this round-faced, amiable, big-hugging, sweet kid who turned into an MVP and a world champion with the Atlanta Braves, and now faces Ian Anderson as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Quite a season for the young kid, and we get to see him tonight make his debut here.
You know, it feels awesome. You know, hopefully I can help this team win.
And a line drive is into center field, the first hit for Freddie Freeman. These are the kind of moments MVP players dream of having. Freddie Freeman walks us off.
I was talking to Chipper a few days ago, and he says you've got it all, but you're missing one thing. So, and he's definitely right. We need that ring.
The Braves are world champions.
You guys are the reason we're standing on this stage. So thank you. We love you all. Champions forever.
No, thank you, Freddie Freeman, who's coming up second tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not sure how Freddie's going to hit for Dave Roberts' club. Might need some tissues and windshield wipers because the waterworks have been out all afternoon. It's been an emotional day for him, for his Dodger teammates, whose Toyota lineup is as fierce and deep as any in the major leagues. Again, no Mookie Betts. He's out with a cracked rib. But this is a club that just came off a sweep of the Cincinnati Reds and blasted them by scoring 26 runs in 3 games at the Great American Ballpark. And so Ian Anderson, Jeff, goes to work in the opener of the series on the mound for the Braves.
Well, you hear Snit talking about it. If he can do anything like he did Sunday in Chicago, we're going to be just fine. I feel like as the season's gone on, Ian, you've started to see him mix in that curveball more, Chip, with that fastball and changeup, and I think it's made him much more effective.
So the 4 keys, obviously emotions are running high. Is that one of them for you tonight?
Well, yeah, and for Ian, control it. You know, you're playing a team like the Dodgers. Freddie's whole thing, just do what you do. And for the team, they faced Julio Urias a lot. He's got great off speed. Hunt that heater early. You don't want to get to that.
A ball got loose in left center field. Michael Harris is going to clean that up as Trey Turner goes to work for the Dodgers here in the top of the first inning. We all know about the history of Trey Turner against the Braves. The National and Dodger has given Atlanta offensive trouble. Hopefully that won't happen tonight. He's hitting .312 on the season, and the first pitch popped out of play foul, and we are at last underway here at Truist Park. 88 degrees officially at first pitch. Gentle breeze blowing toward right, and a shot past Matt Olson into right field. Trey Turner with a leadoff single. So that man's at it again. He's a threat to run, and here is Freddie Freeman for the first time back in Atlanta. So I think we're back to normal as Freeman steps into the batter's box after a 45-second standing ovation. He's booed.
Yeah, well, you know what? I remember when I was with the Mets, you come back. You're on an opposing team now.
Keep an eye on Trey Turner, who's got a good lead at first. The pitch to Freddie is whistled off the netting foul. Strike one. Simple question. Again, you've done this. How hard is it to focus on the task at hand with, as you said, controlling the emotions a big part of the night?
It's not easy, you know, and for what Freddie just did with the ceremony and everything, but there's one thing, like Snit told us, he can hit.
And he's coming to town red hot for L.A. as that's in the dirt.
He just had 10 RBIs in Cincinnati.
He's reached base in 12 straight games, 15 RBIs in those 12 games. And Freddie, as you know, out in Los Angeles, hit 2 homers against the Braves in that 3-game series at Dodger Stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's taken a little low. Mark Rippiger is the home plate umpire tonight. May surprise you, the Braves do play Freddie as a pull hitter. Although Austin Riley is playing up the middle at where the shortstop would play. That's where Freddie, as you know, did such great work for the Braves offensively. And now it's 3 balls and a strike, and the emotions of this game not just on the shoulders of Freddie Freeman, but Ian Anderson too.
That's the thing too, you know, as much as everything goes in, this is a big series with the 2 teams that played in the NLCS last year.
3 balls and a strike. Turner not running, and Freddie takes ball 4. 2 on, nobody out here in the first inning. Lost in all of this too, I think you touched on it in Braves Live pregame, Jeff. There's another first baseman playing in this game.
Absolutely. And look, I think Matt has handled it like a champ. You know, even when they were out there in L.A., you know, he gets it. He grew up here in Atlanta. He understands what Freddie meant to the Braves and everything. But I think at the same time, you look at Matt's numbers too, Chip. He's not taking a back seat to anybody either.
This is Will Smith, the Dodger catcher. He has flourished since moving to the number 3 spot on the Dodger lineup card. And Ian Anderson having trouble throwing strikes here early. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves know all about productive hitting catchers. Their duo of d'Arnaud and Contreras has been dominant. Will Smith, 31 ribbies as a catcher. 2-0.
And this was one of my keys with control your emotions. You know, it's a tough start for Ian, especially you know, these first inning of coming in here in this situation.
2 balls, no strikes. That one come by. It's 2-1.
See if he can get a rollover here. We saw Kyle Wright yesterday get 4 double plays. Be a big one right here if he could get a ground ball.
Two balls and a strike for Will Smith. Line drive in left field. That's going to be played on a hop. And they're going to send Turner around. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's up the line. And it gets away from Contreras. And the runners move up to second and third. So Will Smith with an RBI single brings home Trey Turner. Freddie Freeman goes first to third. Smith moves up on the throw to the plate. And the Dodgers, 3 batters in, take a 1-0 lead.
Real good, Trey.
Man, Will Smith 2-1, got a fastball right down the middle. And you see this ball kind of slipped on the ball, and right there Contreras you kind of wishing he would have gone quicker to get that ball, because he would have had Smith at second easy for an out.
So this is Max Muncy playing third base for LA, hitting 170. And that's in the dirt. Ian is not himself yet. 1 ball, no strikes. He has in the past had first inning troubles. He's got a big mess on his hands here. 3 batters in. LA 1-0 and nobody out. And Rick Kranitz is on his way out for a mound visit here in the first inning.
I think more than anything, this is to calm his pitcher down right here. Just give him a breather.
It's got to be tough facing a former teammate. And with all the emotion that comes with that, look, when you play the Dodgers and when the Dodgers play the Braves, there's already a lot of emotion in the game. But there you see the first inning issues that Ian has suffered through from time to time. Wasn't a problem in his last start against the Chicago Cubs. He only gave up 3 hits in that game. He's allowed 2 here in the first. This is a Dodger team that is not afraid to take ball 4. They lead the National League in on-base percentage. They walk a lot.
Yep.
2 balls, no strikes. So now Muncy has a very tight strike zone potentially, with Chris Taylor waiting on deck. Ian ready. The 3-0 is not close. So the bases are loaded. Chris Taylor is up. Still nobody out. And remember, the Braves just wrapped up a 4-game series with the Giants, and the Braves had to use their bullpen an awful lot. Need innings out of Anderson on a warm, muggy night.
Right here, you got to make a pitch. He has not been able to find the strike zone, and then the one he did was right down the middle to Will Smith.
Anderson has gotten 8 double plays turned behind him this year. 1 here would be just what the Braves need. Chris Taylor, swing and a miss. 6 homers, 26 driven in for Taylor, who's playing left field tonight. 4 career grand slams. Freeman walked. Smith singled home a run. Muncy walked. Those are the Dodger base runners. And Ian's got him set up. Strikeout here would be nice. 0-2 your count. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, 43 wins. They've won 3 games in a row. They have a plus 129 run differential this year.
Yeah.
The 0-2. No swing.
Thing I like about it tonight, this crowd is into it early. That's why you'd like a couple big outs here to keep this score 1-2-0. Give this Braves offense a crack at it.
Yeah, the Braves have scored almost 7 runs a game on average in Ian starts. That would be a nice way to start the weekend. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 outside corner. Taylor's rung up.
That was a great pitch. Taylor thought that ball was off the plate after that changeup in. That thing's painted 95. You're going to get that call every single time.
Just a subtle move by William to make it look a little better. Not that he needed it. That was a strike all the way.
For sure. Now you get some weak contact, Chip, or even a ground ball, and all of a sudden you get out of this thing at possibly 1-0.
But another tough hombre and Justin Turner, the DH. Bases loaded, 1 out. And way high. Ian's amped up. 20 pitches, 12 balls here in the first inning. Looks like Turner's trimmed the beard a little bit.
He did. Trim the beard, cut the hair.
Good stop. Ball 2. Turner has hit into 7 double plays this year, but you got to throw him a competitive pitch. Two balls, no strikes. High fly ball hit toward left center. Harris and Duvall. It'll be Michael setting up. The runner at third, Freddie Freeman, will tag and score. It's a sacrifice fly for Turner, and the Dodgers lead 2-0.
Now look, all in all, 2-0 pitch like that to get a sac fly, Chip. Now you get this out. I know it's not the start you wanted, but you're in the ball game. And the way your offense, like you said, has been hitting the ball, you feel they're going to score some runs tonight.
This is Gavin Lux, the young Dodgers second baseman. 17 RBIs for him, a .284 mark. 2-0 LA, 2 on, 2 out. And fouled away. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 danced outside. It's an even count. Lux has been a heralded prospect for the Dodgers for a number of years. Finally getting a chance to play every day for the 2020 World Champs. The pitch. With this long inning, you hope that maybe some of the shine will wear off Mr. Urias before he throws a pitch. He's had to sit and watch and wait. The 2-1. Low. Ball 3.
You got to be real careful on this pitch here. I know the last thing you want to do, Chip, is walk another guy, but you got a struggling Cody Bellinger on deck with 2 outs who will chase and expand. Don't just lay something in there for Lux.
3 balls, 1 strike. Runners lead Fly ball toward left center. Harris retreats, and Ian Anderson gets out of it. He threw 27 pitches, gave up 2 runs, and the emotions of the inning began with Freddie Freeman, who scored the second Dodger run. Freddie is back in Atlanta. The Braves offense goes to work in Game 1 against the Dodgers next.
Coming this
Braves, who have an 18-3 June record, and boy, they've been blasting away with the long ball. Hope that continues for Brian Snitker's squad. There's his Toyota starting lineup. He's got his regulars in there for Game 1 of the series. Remember, Acuna, Riley, and Duvall day off yesterday. Hopefully they're fresh and ready to go because they'll have their hands full. The Dodgers left-hander is one of the best in the game. Julio Urias, despite a 4-6 record, Jeff, this guy's been tough.
Well, and he's always had pretty darn good numbers against the Braves. Did not face him earlier this year, but that fastball, that's one of my keys. Get on it early, because otherwise he will go to that off speed.
That was a man who won 21 games last year, 4-6 this year. Well, there might be a couple of reasons. The Dodgers have allowed 7 unearned runs behind him, and he's given up 12 home runs in 70 1/3 innings. 4 of those 12 homers, Jeff, in the very first inning.
He does not walk many people. Only 17 walks this year.
And there's his first strike of the night to Ronald Acuna Jr., whom you recall did not play for the Braves in that first series in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. One ball, one strike. They give Ronald the right side of the infield. The pitch is off the plate. Ball 2. 2-1 the count.
Well, I think that's important right there. You've seen all 3 pitches tonight he's thrown already off the plate. To be honest with you, I thought the second pitch was a ball. It could be 3-0 right now, but it's going to be important for that umpire not to start giving him that pitch either.
That umpire, Mark Rippiger, again. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Diving fastball. Acuna didn't get that. And Ronald now a 2-2 count. We're starting to see some flashes for Ronald that his bat's coming back to life. It's been a rough last couple of weeks for him. Hitting 196 for the Braves. Time to change that here in the home first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up back toward us. Pitch number 6 from the Dodger left-hander coming up for leadoff man Ronald Acuna Jr. And a good take. He runs it full.
And that's the key right there. You got to lay off those tight pitches. We saw 2 nights ago Carlos Rodon had that pitch working against these right-handed hitters.
Well, the Braves have clobbered left-handed starters all year. They're 18-7 against them, averaging 6 runs a game. Highest OPS against lefties in the big leagues. As the 3-2 is on the way, and Acuna a leadoff walk, and here we go. Red hot Dansby Swanson with one swing. Jeff could tie it up. So we'll see what reception Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuna have for each other as they meet for the first time in the series.
Well, and with Ronald on first now, see a couple hugs. This is, to me, the guy you want up here right now in Dansby. Look at the shift they're still playing on him, even with the great work he's done going to right field. Gavin Lux, 15 feet left to second base.
3 homers for Dansby in the last 6 games. And he went for number 4 and didn't get it. Strike 1. Dansby's got that batting average over 300 now. Great OPS, and he has solidified his spot as second place hitter in this lineup. And rarely Dansby lost the bat handle and qualifies for the U.S. Hammer Toss team for the Next Summer Olympics.
Even his bat's going to the outfield right now. That's how hot he is. That's one of the better tosses I've seen in a long time. Yeah, might have a hammer toss in his future.
So order restored. Swanson regrips. He's down 2 strikes. 2-0 Dodgers. A rare walk from Urias to Acuna, who's got a giant lead at first base. Draws the throw.
Yeah, he talked about his struggles a little bit with the record this year too. He's always had one of the best curveballs in the game to go with that fastball. Last year, opponents hit 155 with 4 home runs. This year, 213 with 5 home runs already on that pitch. So not quite as sharp on the curveball.
Way outside. The scouting report we got, Jeff, he's throwing his fastball more, and in this sequence, more changeups to Dansby. So Urias evolving as a big league starter. 36-16 lifetime with the Dodgers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acuna, good lead. He's going. Swing and a miss. Will Smith's throw to second is going to be in time. I guess Ronald came off the base. He did. He had the bag stolen, but couldn't hold the pillow. And good job by Lux to keep the tag on him. And Acuna is out number 2.
Yeah, and you saw Ronald not even argue this. He knew he had the bag. See right there. Right there. It's a great camera angle right there to see, just off.
So Ronald mad about that. The oven mitt cost him a handhold on the base. 2 outs, and Austin Riley the batter. Austin batting .255 on the year, 18 home runs. Riley had a very good series against the Dodgers, had 4 hits and an RBI out in Los Angeles. Thought Snit did a good job to give Riley not 1 but really 2 full days of rest in the Georgia heat.
You know what, he did. He had to play some Wednesday night, so you don't mind that, and then it ends up being even better when you win the game.
Riley pops this up right side. Freddie Freeman backpedals for the Dodgers into the outfield grass, and that will retire the side. Atlanta gets a leadoff walk, but nothing else. We head to the second. LA leads 2-0. That means
a Friday night showdown.
You bet. It's presented by Kaiser Permanente. Packed house for the Braves and Dodgers lone trip to Atlanta in regular season play. First time the Dodgers have been here since last year's NLCS Game 6.
What happened on that one?
It worked out pretty well for the home squad.
Okay.
So a rough first inning for Ian Anderson. Cody Bellinger leads off the second for the Dodgers. What do you look for from Ian after 27 first inning pitches?
Throw strikes. Hopefully he got a chance to sit down, relax, get his emotions under him. Look, it's 2-0 ball game. Come out now and go to work.
That's more like it.
Yep.
0-2. Bellinger 9 homers, 27 driven in, but hitting .213. Former MVP for LA. One ball, 2 strikes. The Braves begin play tonight, 4 games behind the Mets. The Mets are playing Miami tonight, and Sandy Alcantara opening up that series for the Marlins. We'll keep you updated on that score as Anderson picks up his second strikeout, and a good start to the second inning. Bellinger swings and misses. 1 out.
Great location, especially Bellinger stands so tall like that, running down and away.
So as you mentioned, one big member of the Dodgers offense not playing in this series. Mookie Betts out with a cracked rib. The Dodgers went out and reacquired Trace Thompson, who played with them in 2016 and 2017. He's been with a couple of other big league teams, the Padres and White Sox among them. But a veteran player, Jeff, who can step in and play an outfield spot. Tonight he's in right field.
He is.
Thompson 2 for 4 since rejoining LA, and a big swing and a miss.
Is it his brother who's Klay Thompson, or is it his cousin? It's his brother. Yeah.
His brother. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a good week last week.
I would say so. Well, what a great athletic family, huh?
Yeah, you think?
Big, tall right-hand hitter. And that's bounced foul. It's still 1-2. Trey Turner waits on deck. He'll bat for a second time as we labor on here in the second inning on a steamy Atlanta evening. 88 degrees at first pitch. And the 1-2 is lined into center, and Harris can't get that. 2 strike hits were a big problem for the Braves against the Giants. Thompson picks up 1 here in the second inning. He's aboard with 1 out.
Pitch just kind of hung on Ian there. Actually had Thompson a little bit out front, but was able to stay back just enough to line it up the middle.
Trey Turner has an amazing stat put out by the Dodgers PR staff. This is the 120th game he's played as a Dodger. He's got a hit in 106 of them.
Speed never slumps.
Man. Pitch is lined into left field. That is down for a base hit. After the strikeout, Thompson and Turner single. And once again, Freddie Freeman's coming up. Butterfly's gone now for Freddie.
You would think.
Ian needs ground ball. 39 pitches. Freeman walked and scored on a Turner sacrifice fly. The pitch. And a swing and a miss.
That's why I think Ian tonight, I think, you know, with all the emotion, we saw Freddie walk that first at bat, but you might be able to get him to expand a little bit. I think work the corners on him.
Freddie's hit into 4 double plays this year. And I would think Freeman has a really good advantage playing all those games behind Ian Anderson. Of all these Dodger hitters, he should know him the best, even though he hadn't faced him. Even count. Thompson, a big man with a big lead at second. The 1-1 pitch is pulled in front of the Braves dugout. 2 strikes now on the Dodger first baseman. This is Anderson's second career start in the regular season against LA. He gave up 4 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. But when the postseason's taken place, Ian's made half of his playoff starts against LA, and he's pitched great against them. And Freddie reaching for that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See, that pitch was a good 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
Three changeups, 1 fastball for Freeman here in the second. And the 1-2 struck him out. Big second out, 3rd strikeout. Freddie Freeman's retired. 2 outs for Will Smith.
Yeah, he went changeup just off the plate a minute ago, and you can see Freddie just a little late on that. Good pitch to go with the fastball there at 94, low and away.
He couldn't have put the ball on a tee in a better spot than that pitch
He made
to
a
Freeman.
good pitch.
So now you get Will Smith. You get out of the second inning down 2. Smith an RBI single his first time up. And that's bang foul. This series is going to feature 3 of the National League's best hitting catchers.
You know, for Ian, Chip, it's so important. We've seen tonight when he's got ahead of guys, he's been able to kind of put them away, make pitches. And for him, because of the changeup he has, when you're 1-1, 1-2, it's difficult. When you're in that driver's seat against them, 3-1, 2-0, you really can be picky, and that's when Ian tends to struggle.
One ball, one strike. Will Smith, the LA catcher, who skies this one toward right. No carry to that. Ronald gallops over into right center, and Ian Anderson out of second inning trouble. Matt Olson leads off. 2-0 LA. And it's gone. Hollywood could not have scripted that better. And there's a ball hammered down the line. Did he keep it fair? Hit the ball. There you go, Matt Olson. Jeff, obviously the inevitable comparisons are going to be made between the former Braves first baseman and the current Braves first baseman, Matt Olson, who's gone through a lot in his last 12 months as well, playing in his hometown, following Freddie Freeman, and playing for a team that expects to contend for a World Series again this year.
Yeah, and I think Matt has handled this tremendously the whole time. While they were out in LA, now here. You know, like I said, I think Matt's to that age too, Chip. He's comfortable with who he is, and he knows he's a darn good first baseman, all-star last year. And I think the thing you love too is seems he's starting to get hot. We talked about his hands being in tune with his load, and it's really made a huge difference.
That just missed the inside corner. Urias wanted that pitch. And Matt shaking his head, saying, no, that wasn't a strike. Come on, give me a break. 1 ball, 1 strike. For Matt, who has excellent plate discipline and 28 doubles. Here's a cool stat for you. Matt has 38 RBIs. 19 of them have come against lefties.
Just tied for second in all of Major League Baseball, behind Kyle Farmer of the Reds.
Braves looking for their second base runner, and first hit. The pitch. Smoke toward left. That ball is deep. That ball's over the head of Taylor. Matt Olson with a rule book double. 29 doubles before the All-Star break. That ties the team record for doubles before the All-Star game in Atlanta history.
What a beautiful swing. 1-2. Gets a fastball away. Got him just dropped the bat head on it. We talked before the game tonight, Chip. I told you, I honestly, I had a feeling it's going to be a special night for Matt. Everything else going on, and you know, and like I said, well deserved for Freddie in that same thing. But you know what he's saying? I'm a pretty good first baseman too.
So Ozuna represents the game-tying run. 2-0 Dodgers. Marcel coming to life in recent days. The pitch. And with that double, Matt Olson joins Marcus Giles, Ozzie Albies, and Nick Markakis as men with 29 doubles before the All-Star break. That ties the Braves franchise record. I like his chances of breaking that this year. The pitch. Evens the count. Pretty impressive pile of 2 base hitters.
Yeah.
get a run, get this crowd back in the game. 2-0 LA. The pitch, swing and a miss. For Marcel, the Braves' designated hitter tonight. The Braves have won the home series in regular season play in each of the last 2 years against the Dodgers. Have to come back to win the opener tonight. And that's up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, I thought Marcel looked really good against the Giants. He had some long at bats.
Marcel is locked and loaded. The pitch. Ball 3. Urias hasn't had exactly pinpoint command in the early going tonight either. He walked the leadoff man. Got a break when Ronald stole second, but came off the bag. Now, after a leadoff double, faces a full count for Marcell Ozuna. Oh, what a rip he had. That's whistled back our way. Deep knee bend for Urias. Olson is the runner at second. Nobody out. The pitch. Struck him out. Good live fastball at 95 miles an hour. There's out number 1. Here's William Contreras. As you know, the Braves are a team that when they hit home runs, the offense explodes.
Yep.
When they don't, sometimes they can struggle to put 3 or 4 on the board. Let's see what Contreras can do. He's been an extra base hitting machine for the Braves. Smoked butt right to the shortstop. Ball dropped. And I assume they're going to call Contreras out. He's not even running to first base. Now the call at second base is on the transfer. Trey Turner dropped the baseball. So Turner lost any chance for a double play when he dropped the ball for out number 2.
And thank God he did, because that would have been really, really close. Right here when he went to flip it, definitely caught it.
So strikeout line out after the leadoff double. Now Adam Duvall hits. Adam had a day off yesterday, looking for his first hit against the Dodgers this year. 5 of Adams' 8 homers have come against lefties. And that missed inside, ball 1. Adams gotten in on the fun this June. 10 of his extra base hits have come this month. The Braves have gone 18-3 and have won 5 of 6 series. 9 different players with a game-winning RBI during this 21-game stretch. We'll see who tonight's Braves hitting hero will be. With a 1-0 count.
That goes to show you how good they've been playing. We talked about it yesterday, but Mets have gone 11-9, which isn't awful, and the Braves have gained 6.5 games on them.
And remember, we have 15 games left with the Mets.
So there's going to be some fun games in the second half.
Can't wait. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away for Duvall. The pitch is hammered over the netting. Foul off to our left. And the Braves are down to their last second inning strike. Adam had a walk-off RBI on June 22nd against the Giants. First one of those in a couple of years. But has some work to do here. The Braves have their first hit. Olson doubled to start the inning. And this one up the middle, but into the shift. And Lux will make the peg to first, and the Braves are out of luck in the second inning. Olson, a leadoff double. That's all she wrote. And we go to the third.
About the return for Freddie Freeman, and in case you missed it earlier this afternoon, his press conference with the media, actually walked into the room and then got so emotional he walked back out and composed himself, and about 5 minutes later came to the podium and finally sat down with the towel to kind of wipe away tears, fought his way through it for about 15-20 minutes, and just described all the emotions he was feeling tonight, guys, what this organization's meant to him, getting that ring, certainly all those things. But one of the highlights for me, I think, just because he had a moment to smile and actually laugh about, in the sense of the way he's staying connected still with some of his former teammates, and mentioned seeing Ozzie Albies, of course, go down last week, and he said, I FaceTimed him in the 6th inning, just let him know I was thinking about him, and certainly loved him and wanted him to get healthy quickly. And I think that just kind of goes to show, once again, the character we all got used to, and the teammate, the leader that he was for so long in this Braves clubhouse, and still, I think to a degree, not this weekend, but still rooting his guys on from afar when they're not playing his now Dodgers, right?
Yeah, that's a good point, Kelly. I was talking about this with my colleague Dan McLaughlin, the broadcaster of the Cardinals, and the closest parallel that I can think is when Albert Pujols left St. Louis.
Yeah.
The difference is when Albert went to the American League, he didn't come back to St. Louis for 6 or 7 years. As Anderson strikes out Max Muncy. So some of the sting of that change, right, that the starkness of that was softened by the time Albert came back as a visiting player. The Cardinals had won. They've moved on. They had Paul Goldschmidt. That's not the case for Freddie Freeman and the Braves in this series. After all, we saw them 2 weeks into the season in L.A. and now here before the All-Star break back in Atlanta.
Yeah, and, you know, I think what's so, after the lockout, everything happened so quick, you know, and then all of a sudden, what, spring training was 3 weeks and you were playing games. So I think there wasn't a lot of time to, you know, compartmentalize everything.
Broken bat on the ground. Taylor is robbed by Riley. 2 quick outs. Anderson could use a fast inning.
And that's why my word has been, you know, Chip, using a closure for, you know, just Freddie and being here, being able to honor the fans here. I think that was the great thing. I loved Kelly being able to interview him out there and give him a chance to kind of thank the fans, because that was the one part that was missing. He saw his teammates out in LA. He's been, like Kelly said, he's FaceTime, he's talked to him, he's done it with a bunch of us, but he hasn't been able to show the fans kind of the thanks that he wanted to. So he got that opportunity tonight, this weekend. And then I think, you know, you can play ball.
And as you said, put it in a shoebox, put it in the vault of memories, and move ahead. I think for everybody.
Look, he'll come back here someday and he's going to go in the Braves Hall of Fame. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest with what he did. But right now, you know, whether you like it or not, the show goes on.
And as, again, to put a bow on this, with Albert Pujols coming back to St. Louis, who knows where the baseball fortunes of Freddie Freeman may end up. There's no prohibition that he couldn't come back to Atlanta late in his career. Who knows?
Oh yeah, we've had that conversation since that. You know, look, I got an opportunity to do it. Brian McCann was able to do it. Kelly Johnson. It's a great thing to be able to kind of finish where you started.
Justin Turner didn't get that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, at least 2 of those names, it was a good idea to come back. I'll let you decide.
I agree. Kelly was awful. Hope he's watching too.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Ian Anderson, who surrendered a couple of first inning runs. And he's rebounded with a 1-2-3. That is 5 strikeouts for Ian Anderson. He's starting to settle in.
Yeah, they didn't like Kelly. They traded him back to the Mets twice.
Freddie Freeman. That's the first smile we saw from him tonight. World champion Freddie Freeman. Three innings. Orlando Arcia will lead off for the Braves. Packed house looking for some action. Braves are down 2-0. And as we mentioned, Ozzie Albies has gone down with injury. Arcia has settled in beautifully at second base with a 4-game hitting streak and a .329 batting average. Little chopper back toward the mound. Urias will field and throw wide at first. It's off Freeman's foot, and Arcia is safely aboard. Well, when you have 7 unearned runs, wonder how many of them are Urias's fault.
Yeah,
that was an easy throw, and he tossed a lawn dart at Freddie.
I mean, that wasn't even close.
So Urias creates a mess for himself with Michael Harris coming up. First time the Dodgers have seen Michael in a big league game. You know, they've watched tape, and Jeff, they've had to be impressed with what he's done against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, going the other way. Look at those numbers. Great start to your big league career.
Hitting .321 against lefties. That's boosted that batting average overall. And had a wicked cut there and fouled it back. It's 0-2. Now with 2 strikes, they move Muncy over by the second base bag. Trey Turner shifts over about 15 feet toward the third base line. Michael's got the whole third base line to play with, but it is an 0-2 count. And he swings and misses a nasty breaking ball. Well, that was a beauty. And Urias has his 3rd strikeout. 1 on, 1 out, and back to the top of the order.
You know, it's like anything. Next time Michael comes up, Chip, I guarantee he'll make a little adjustment. No, you got to remember, it's his first time facing guys like Urias. You don't see them in Double-A.
Well, here's Ronald. Let's see if the baseball looks like a pumpkin to him. One swing of the bat could tie it up. And that's chopped foul. Strike 1. Tough to run on the combo of Smith and Urias for LA. Orlando has a decent lead at first. Big hole right side of the infield as time called. Reynolds hit some home runs against the Dodgers. Don't forget that grand slam against Walker Buehler in the playoffs.
Yep.
In the first round when the Braves met the Dodgers. This place
Game
went
3, yep.
crazy. The pitch. And taken outside, even count. One pitch. Oh, that's a generous strike. Sometimes it's been a strike, sometimes not. Sadly, it was that time for the Braves right fielder.
Pitch before is the same exact spot, just a changeup.
So that changes the dynamics of the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves have 1 hit, and Olsen leadoff double in the second. Swing and a shot hit toward left center field. Bellinger slides and makes the catch. As that ball curled back toward him, Ronald hit that on the screws, but is retired for out number 2.
Well, and right there is why Dave Roberts, Chip, will tell you no matter what Bellinger hits right now, I have to have his defense. This was a great read. Ball was kind of hooking. Majority of guys, that's a double in the gap. Ronald knew it.
Well, Ronald's taken away his share of those. Bellinger got him this time. And now Dansby Swanson, the hitter, he struck out his first time up. A little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, a 6-game hit streak for Dansby on the line tonight. When the Braves have been at their best, they have hit the ball the other way against left-handed pitching. Chance for Dansby to do that here. The pitch is way outside. Here's our Bounty quick stats. Look at the month of June for Dansby.
It's been outstanding. .417 with an 1186 OPS. Getting the work done.
2 balls, no strikes. For Swanson. Hits at 12 of 13, 7 multi-hit games. He's hit well with runners in scoring position. Heck, he's an all-star. He's got to be.
You said it. He's raised his average by .73 points over the last 30 games. That's hard to do. 200 ABs into the season.
Riley waits on deck. He'd love a chance to hit here in the third as Urias starts his second trip through the order. And it's an even count. Great story on Dansby. Swanson talked about getting home after that LA trip, looking at his tapes, and he said, I wanted to throw up. It just wasn't what I am at the plate, and put in the work. Had a chance to catch his breath and started applying the principles he worked on all off season, most notably making consistent contact. And here he is. And he couldn't make contact there. Slams the bat, slams the helmet, and the Braves out of luck in the third inning. We go to the fourth. LA still up 2. World Champion Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist with Kelly Cole and Jeff Francoeur. Chip Gary with you. We start the weekend with the Dodgers, who scored 2 first-inning runs. Ian Anderson needed 27 pitches to get his first 3 outs. One of the Dodger runs was scored by Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Anderson has struck out 3 of the last 5 Dodger hitters, has 5 punch-outs in total, and faces the lower third of the lineup entering the 4th inning tonight. And that is off the netting foul from Gavin Lux. The 4th inning underway. Strike 1.
Well, since that first inning, Ian has really settled down nicely. Throwing strikes, getting ahead. Five strikeouts now.
Two balls and a strike for Gavin Lux. Cody Bellinger and Trace Thompson will follow in the LA 4th inning. Julio Urias has allowed 1 hit. He's made a fielding error and he's issued a walk. Braves have had the leadoff man on in each of the first 3 innings, but haven't been able to score in the game yet. I got a piece of William Contreras on the way by. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
On the ground off Anderson's glove. Arcia recovers. Bare hand throw, and a laser got him. Quick reactions by the middle infield, and a cannon gets Lux.
What a beautiful play. Had to readjust quick. And then had to make a strong throw. Lux, good speed.
Anderson likes that, as he should. And Cody Bellinger, the batter, he struck out back in the LA 2nd. What's happened to this guy? No, he had the injury in the playoffs, hurt the shoulder.
If you go back and look, really, I know he won the MVP in 19, but even the second half wasn't awesome. I just still, he stands so tall and has such a big swing, and I think at some point, whether you get a little bit lower, use some balance, or even cut your swing down a little bit. Dave Roberts told us earlier in the year, he said it's just tough to be consistent where he's at.
And he swings and misses for the second time tonight. 6 strikeouts for Ian Anderson. And all of a sudden his pitch is beginning to dart and sink and dive the way he wants them to. 2 outs for the number 9 hitter.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I know we joke, not really joke about it, but you know, he's out there for his defense right now in center field. The way he's playing, you know, they're hoping that bat can come back some. But remember in spring training this year, they talked about, I think, what he struck out like 12 of his first like 16 ABs or something.
Well, at least he was consistent.
That's definitely one way to look at it.
That's outside for Trayce Thompson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thompson singled on a 1-2 pitch in the second. Dodgers had 2 on, nobody out. That's the last pair of base runners they've had in the game. Ian Anderson has set down 7 straight. Now the Braves begin to shift with the tall right-hand hitter Trayce Thompson up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And number 69 bounces up there to even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves shade Thompson as a opposite field hitter in the outfield. And he lines that one to Riley at third, and that will end the inning. Right place, right time for Austin Riley, who will lead off the Atlanta 4th. It's 2-0 Dodgers. On the mound, that usually means good things for the Braves. Here's what we're talking about. Our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
Yeah, they have been outstanding. 13-1 in their last 14 games with the lefties. 12-3 at home. They got the best hard hit rate at 43% in the league, and they're averaging 6 runs a game. Next closest is the Rockies at 5.2.
What adjustments do the Braves need to make against Urias this second time through the order now?
Well, I'll tell you this, he's working that outside corner. So, you know, maybe you'd like to start seeing him trying to work that ball to right center. And then tell yourself, spit on that. Anything in, just shut down.
Riley popped out his first time up. 22 multi-hit games for the Braves third baseman. Swing and a high fly ball to right, but no carry to that. Thompson will settle underneath, and Riley's retired for out number 1. Here's Matt Olson. He picked up the first Braves hit, a double that soared over the head of Chris Taylor in left. The 29th double for the Braves first baseman, which matches a franchise record high before the All-Star break.
He's got plenty of time to add to that.
More curveballs from Urias in the last inning or so. That one missed for Matt. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a shot down the right field line, but that's going to be well foul. And a fan from Metter, Georgia, makes the catch. Beautiful part of the state down near Statesboro.
You know, Matt just looks more comfortable to play right now, doesn't he?
Subtle adjustment with the hands, as you said.
Just looks comfortable, looks powerful.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's amazing to me that any hitter in this sport, I don't care what level you talk about, makes a mechanical adjustment in the cage or after a game and then implements it the next day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden has quick results.
It's a good thing.
Harris has done that. Matt Olson has done that. Just a matter of getting the toe tap and the hand positioning in sync. According to Kevin Seitzer, the pitch. I don't care how synced up you are. That's a tough pitch to hit. in on the hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if he stays there. Last time he went fastball kind of low and away, and that's where Matt was able to drop the bat head on.
The 2-2 swing and a miss. He went to the same spot, a little higher and a little tighter, and Matt couldn't resist. He's down on strikes, 5 of those in the game.
That's a really good pitch. Remember, Urias was the guy in 2020 that the Dodgers relied on that whole playoff run during the COVID year. Being a little bit like a Madison Bumgarner. Remember, he started some, came out of the pen some to finish.
He went 20-3 last year.
Yeah.
20-3.
Nice.
Talk about rarefied air. 20-game winners in Major League Baseball. This year, though, 4-6. Up and away for Ozuna. 2 balls, no strikes. 195 strikeouts, 185 2/3 innings pitched.
That shirt, look at it. It is drenched in sweat right now.
Well, that's why you want to make him work.
Yep.
This is uncomfortable times for the West Coast teams coming to Atlanta, although they did have muggy weather in Cincinnati. But Urias didn't pitch there. 3-0. William Contreras would like a chance to hit here in the 4th inning. Ozuna will have to reach with 2 outs for that to happen. The lefty comes set. And the automatic strike makes it 3-1. Full count.
Man, this is where you got to tell yourself, you know, 3-1 changeup. You can't sit on this thing, but you got to be thinking. That's why I like thinking about driving that fastball to right center, Chip. That way, if you get the changeup, maybe you can stay on it.
Ozuna couldn't, and from a 3-0 count, Urias comes back to strike him out for the 2nd time. Top of the order coming up for LA in the 5th inning.
To the Friday Night Showdown, presented by Kaiser Permanente.
LA has a 2-0 lead in Game 1 of the weekend series here in Atlanta. Packed house at Truist Park, where tonight's A-list member of the game is Sarang Tripathi of Atlanta. Sarang has been a member since 2008, and his favorite A-list perks are ticket flexibility and his wonderful account manager, Danson. Congratulations to Sarang Tripathi, today's A-list member of the game. So a big inning for Ian Anderson, top of the order. Turner, Freeman, and Smith. He's down a couple of runs. All of a sudden, Jeff, his stuff looks a whole lot better.
It does, and he's only at 72 pitches. Again, this is the key for him, getting ahead of these guys. And this would be a good guy to keep off with that speed to start the inning.
Trey Turner 2 for 2. Standard play was 69 runs scored against the Braves for his career. He's up to 70 after a 1st inning run. Can't imagine that the Dodgers would let this guy get away to free agency. Could you?
Let Seager get away. You would think this would be your guy you were going to try to sign. Do know he's going to make some money.
Whew. Quite the player out of NC State. Driven toward right, but right at Ronald, who retreats. That ball carrying toward the wall, and that ball is gone. That looked like a routine can of corn and just kept on going into the chop house seats. Turner's 3 for 3, a solo home run, and the Dodgers extend the lead.
He just got that ball up in the air, and you're right. It just kept going.
That was it.
When Ian gets hurt, he misses up there. And that's happened a couple of times. It's cost him 2 runs. Solo home run for Turner. He's in double digits with 10. And now Freddie Freeman up for the 3rd time. He's walked, scored, and struck out. How quickly momentum can swing. He got to 2 strikes. He'd retired 8 in a row. But Turner didn't miss a mistake. And now it's 3-0 to Freddie. And that's inside, ball 4. Homer and a walk. Freeman's 2nd walk of the game. And the 3rd issued by Ian Anderson tonight. And Will Smith the batter. Dodgers are just kind of muddling along. They really miss Mookie Betts. Not scoring a ton of runs, that Cincinnati series notwithstanding. But what's really been impressive for LA, like the Braves, has been their calling card starting pitching. Their starters are 32-11 this year, and in their last 8, 5-0 with a 1.74 ERA.
Think about it. Last year they were 8th in major leagues with runs via the home run. This year 21st. So they've dropped that, but still continuing to score runs.
But haven't had to score as many because their
You're right.
starting pitching's been so good. And this is a rotation without Walker Buehler, who's out for an extended period of time with elbow trouble. That's a tough loss for the Dodgers. One of the game's talented players. Will Smith, 1-0 count. And action will begin in the Braves bullpen as Anderson up to 80 pitches now. It's Colin McHugh who starts to play catch. I think that's going to be the challenge for Ian Anderson, how to navigate through the first couple of innings with minimal effort. I know he's done a much better job of that, but boy, you get through the lineup the 3rd time and all the pitches he piles up, Jeff, might lead to those big gaudy numbers.
It adds up quick. Yeah.
27 first inning pitches for Anderson. And this one is fair inside the line at 3rd. That's going to ricochet off the fence. And Freddie Freeman will go 1st to 3rd. Will Smith with a double. And the Dodgers again have runners in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, I think what's important for Ian too, Chip, is I felt like we started to see him throw that curveball more. Has not thrown it much tonight at all. You see, there's a changeup, and I just think, you know, a 3rd time through the lineup, having a 3rd pitch is how you're going to take it deeper into games.
How many pitches does a starting pitcher need to throw to make it really something that sticks in an opposing offense's mind? 10, 15, 7? What number for you?
I mean, I think there's, you know, I don't know, it's so tough, but I think the key, like I said, is being able to have another pitch that gets them off that fastball changeup, something with a wrinkle in it.
Ian's thrown 9 curveballs tonight.
Yeah.
And he's facing his 22nd hitter. So I guess my question is that enough for it to even register in the minds of these Dodgers hitters?
You know, look, your changeup, your bread and butter. That's going to be your strikeout pitch, which, you know, I love that. With that being said, you know, you got to have something. You can see they're just spitting on that pitch. You see how Muncy's not even, and you see it enough times through. And to me, that's what will help Ian get to that 7th inning and take that next step, you know, being a big game pitcher.
Second and third, nobody out. A run is in for LA. The 2-0 pitch. Warriors stake to a 3-run lead. Muncy thinking fastball in a fastball count. Got a change up. And now it's 2-1. Fastball missed low. 87 pitches, 39 balls. That is not Ian Anderson at his best tonight. LA with 3 runs on 6 hits. And the pitch. Skips up there, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And that's going to be the end of the line for Ian Anderson, who will depart after walking 4 Dodger hitters. So Anderson 4+ innings. And the curse of the 3rd time through the lineup strikes the young Braves right-hander again here at home. LA, bases loaded, nobody out, leads by 3 in the 5th.
Duty truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Kaiser Permanente.
Well, this isn't the start we had hoped for in Game 1 of the weekend series with the Dodgers. LA leads 3-0. They have the bases loaded with nobody out. And into the fray comes Colin McHugh. He will face Taylor, Justin Turner, and Gavin Lux.
Yeah, well, and if you're calling, you have to be very careful. Taylor 526 on the first pitch. And with this bases loaded like this, you got to imagine he's looking something early to drive.
Not much history with Taylor and McHugh. The pitch did go after that first one and fouled it back. Taylor is struck out and grounded out. Braves play him to pull on the left side of the infield, straight away in the outfield. McHugh ready. And that's taken high. Good to have Colin back. He had a stint on the IL with COVID. He's made a handful of appearances since returning from that, and part of a Braves bullpen that's had a wonderful month of June. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smoke down the left field line, but off the net. It's 1-2. Braves bullpen at 2.48 ERA this month. Some of that was dinged by the San Francisco Giants
on the Tuesday night game.
Yeah, the Braves gave up 9 earned runs in that series out of the bullpen. But overall, 6-2 record, 8 out of 11 in saves. And tonight, they've got some heavy lifting to do. The pitch is off the glove of Contreras. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Colin has his sign. The pitch to Taylor is just off the plate, I guess. No swing.
Look, I get it. The ball's just off the plate, but on the other side of Reyes, he almost might have gone.
I think that's what the fans were most upset about. We've seen less called a strike. But C.B. Buckner thought otherwise. The pitch went that time. So a smart veteran pitch there from Colin McHugh. Got a check swing, expanded the strike zone, and got a check swing strikeout for out number 1.
Ain't getting away with it twice. That's Good strikeout.
Well, here's Turner. Picked up his 1,000th hit as a Dodger on June 7th. Did you know there are only 35 Dodgers that have 1,000 hits in an LA or Brooklyn uniform?
Did not know that.
And he's one of them. Struck out last time, delivered a sac fly that scored Freddie Freeman in the first. McHugh could use a double play here. It's 3-0 LA. It slings off the plate. 2-0 the count. It's amazing what Turner has turned his career into. We saw him with the Mets, Jeff, and it looked like he was just going to be another guy.
Yeah.
As a major league player. Went to LA, and man, oh man, has he had a terrific run with the Dodgers. The pitch. Slowly hit toward Riley. He'll charge. There's one. Arcia off balance throw. Olsen can't dig it out. A run is in. Timing was messed up on that play just a bit. What happened?
I don't know. I'm trying to see because, you know, Turner's not the greatest of speed. Let's take a look here. Riley has a good. It's like he threw. He kind of, instead of hitting him on the glove side, had a backhand, and that took him a minute.
Really a good play by Arcia to get the out at second. So no double play turned by the Braves. That costs us a 4th run. Give Turner an RBI because you can't assume a double play. And now Gavin Lux hits first and third, 2 outs, 2 in the inning. This one right to Matt, and that will retire the side. Colin McHugh did a really good job. Dodgers, though, add to their lead. 4-0 halfway home in Atlanta.
Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Beautiful sunset in Atlanta, Georgia tonight. Cotton candy skies overhead. Braves trail 4-0. Time to start a rally here in the 5th inning as we enjoy our GNG Impact Player of the Game with William Contreras set to lead off the home 5th.
Man, what a great job splitting catchers duties with Travis d'Arnaud. 429 against fastballs against lefties this year. 5th best in baseball and a 1137 OPS this year.
Contreras got the call when Manny Pena had to have wrist surgery, and he has not disappointed. Hope Manny's doing well. He's said to be ready to go for spring training next year for the Braves. As Urias to work with a 4-0 lead. And there's a fastball in for a strike. Braves have had the leadoff man on in 3 of the first 4 innings, but Urias now settling in. He's retired 6 straight and has struck out 6 Braves hitters.
Really right now what you need is a couple base runners. Make him, he really hasn't had a pitch with much stress tonight yet.
Leadoff walk, leadoff double, leadoff error. That's it. Those are the only base runners for the Braves tonight. But you can see he's worked up a big sweat on this muggy 88-degree night tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-2. Adam Duvall will follow. Orlando Arcia, then Michael Harris. As the Braves make their 2nd trip through the lineup against the talented Dodger lefty. And the pitch is on the ground to Trey Turner at short. He'll glove, crow hop, and fire. And there's out number 1. Adam Duvall, the hitter, but first a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Close the book on Ian Anderson tonight, by the way. We'll give you his final line. 4+ innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, and the Trey Turner homer. Turner and Freeman, 1-2 in the Dodger lineup, have scored all 4 Los Angeles runs so far. So Ian is on a nice roll for the Braves. Needs some offensive help. As we told you, the Braves have really supported Anderson brilliantly offensively all year long. And the old adage is true. Sometimes it's not just how you pitch, but when you pitch.
Yep.
Well, the adage is true when you run into a guy like Urias, who's at the top of his game tonight. Braves only have 1 hit. And Duvall is going to try to change that here. He bounced out to second his first time up.
That's such a good pitch for him. It looks outside and it kind of just, he's able to hit that corner.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is up and out of the strike zone, and Adam Duvall couldn't resist. 7 strikeouts for Urias. And Orlando Arcia is our hitter. Jeff, he's our Coors Light beating the pressure.
Yeah, since having to come in for Ozzy, he's had a nice run. Sits safely in 7 of 8 games. Done a good job. He's batting .421 off the pen over the last 14 games.
He reached when Urias threw away a comebacker, leading off the Braves' third. So Orlando 0 for 1 tonight. And a strike. Mets have taken a 5-2 lead over the Marlins. That game's in the 7th down in Miami. The 0-1. A little high, evens up the count. The Braves at the moment 4 games behind New York. And trying to finish this month with a flourish. The all-time record for wins in June, 21. The Braves have 18 wins so far in June of 22. But to do that, got to beat the Dodgers and the Phillies. 2 more with LA the rest of the weekend. We will then join you for the start of our road trip with the Phillies on Tuesday night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Urias pitch is hammered toward third and right at Max Muncy. And the Braves are out of luck. 9 up, 9 down for the Braves batsman through 5. It's 4-0 Dodgers. Atlanta. Told you Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. Bases loaded for the Mets, and Francisco Lindor hits one to the right center field gap. And look at the relay race. That's Nimmo and Marte trying to score. Pete Alonso already came home. A bases clearing extra base hit for Francisco Lindor. The difference in the game. The Mets lead at 5-2 down in South Florida. There are your Eastern standings up to the minute. The Braves have shaved 6.5 games off the Mets lead this month.
Done exactly what they're supposed to do. Beat up on some teams with under 500 records, and then came home and took 3 out of 4 against the Giants.
Cody Bellinger hits this one a mile high, and Dansby Swanson all by himself makes the shoulder high catch. Bellinger is out number 1 in the 6th. Colin McHugh doing good work. Gets out number 1. Trace Thompson coming up. But first, a word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Thompson's 1 for 2. And in for a strike. That one is into center field with a 1-out single. Thompson has 2 hits.
Now you got to get the guy you haven't been able to solve all night. Trey Turner, 3 for 3 with 2 singles, a home run, and 2 runs.
This ball went up in the 5th inning, Jeff. I thought it was a routine fly ball.
Yeah, but you know, he went right down the right field line, which we know here the ball can fly out of here. We saw it yesterday, if you remember. Here's our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 110 feet, only 350, but he hit it to the right part of the park.
Swing and a miss for Turner. I always wonder when a guy is this hot against one team, just for fun, one time behind the plate, say fastball's coming, just try to get in his head a little bit.
Mess with him. I like it.
Because whatever the scouting report is, it has not worked for Trey Turner. For so many years, we had to face this guy 19 times in a season.
Remember who dominated him? Josh Tomlin.
Yeah,
if you remember, it was like he threw him nothing but junk. The slow curve, the thing kept him off balance.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And, you know, in a way, you saw that swing a minute ago. Collins a little bit like Tomlin in the fact he's not going to overpower you.
Josh is one of my favorite Braves in recent years. Knew his role, loved his role, great mentor in the bullpen, a second or third pitching coach, if you will, would take the ball in any situation at any time. And a good sequence finally ends Trey Turner's perfect night. 2 outs and Freddie Freeman coming up.
Good sequence. Bunch of slow stuff and then sped him up with that cutter away.
Haven't been able to keep up and figure out and find out what Josh has been up to this year. I would assume he'd be a great pitching coach.
Yeah.
With all the roles he's filled. And if that's not in the cards for Tomlin, I hope Josh and his family are doing great. As Freddie Freeman digs in, the pitch is smacked into right field. He beat the shift. And no advance by Thompson. Freeman wasn't going to get to 2 strikes. And he's aboard for a 3rd time in the game. His first hit of the weekend series.
He's kind of got a spinner. Trying to hit it hard right past Arcia. See Ronald doing a good job coming on hard, knowing Thompson's got good speed. Held him at second.
So Smith a couple of hits in 3 tries, including a 1st inning RBI. So 11 ribbies for Smith in the month of June. 4-0 LA. Don't want to give him any more. And ball 1 misses high. When we get to the home 6th, it'll be Harris, Acuna, and Swanson coming up. Dodgers have 8 hits. The Braves have 1. And McHugh pulled a string. A ball and a strike. Dave Roberts, Brian Snitker, the last 2 National League managers for the All-Star game. Or I should say, Dave Roberts, the last National League manager. Brian Snitker, the soon-to-be manager for the National League All-Star game. That'll take place in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium. 1-1 pitch. And Smith took that low. What a thrill for the Braves coaching staff. All the great work they did last year to be able to lead the National League squad into the Midsummer Classic. This is a terrific coaching staff. As you know, in Atlanta, the 2-1.
Ooh, good try.
They don't expand their zone. They just don't. 3-1. And a homecoming of sorts to LA for a couple of the Braves coaches. Eric Young, a former Dodger. Ron Washington was in the Dodgers system. Played for many years with their Albuquerque team. With our pal Joe Simpson and former Mets manager Terry Collins. They were all teammates for the Dukes 50 or 60 years ago. Just kidding, of course. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be moving with 2 outs. Collins' 25th pitch. Here she comes, and it's on the ground, right to third. Riley spears that, and Colin McHugh, another good scoreless inning. Time for the Braves bats to go to work. They're down 4. See that on our Xfinity Live Look cam. The Braves are on pace to draw 3 million fans as we celebrate their World Championship year last year. The Braves are playing great baseball, 18-3 this month, and they're 18-3 in large part because this young man has come up from the minor leagues, Jeff, and has solidified things both offensively and defensively. That's our field coverage presented by Liberty Mutual.
Yeah, he's whole outfield really since that we talked about has been able to get back to kind of their normal positions. .519 slugging percentage combined. 17 home runs combined, tied for the most in the NL. Surprisingly, the Pirates, the Buccos.
The battling Buccos, whom the Braves took care of in a series here in Atlanta. And you know, it's funny, I don't think we talk enough about the dramatic change that the Braves outfield has taken on defensively. That was a problem spot, in fairness, for the first 5-6 weeks. Yeah, Duvall playing somewhat out of position in center field. I think that affected his work at the plate. Marcell Ozuna better served at this point in time as a spot starter in the outfield, but as a full-time DH. And the Braves were without Ronald Acuna Jr., who was still rehabbing from the knee injury.
Yep.
So you combine that with the airtight Atlanta infield defense, you can see why the Braves, at least on the defensive side of things, feel very good about where they stand. Is Michael Harris getting an education from Urias in this game? He has struck him out twice, and the Dodger lefty has retired 10 straight.
Like I said, this is where you saw Rodon the other night with Harris was able to get to him tonight, but these are growing pains he's going to have to go through. And he's done a great job, and it's where other people in these games, Chip, got to step up. Can't ask a rookie every time to get the big hit.
Ronald has walked. He's been thrown out trying to steal, and he's lined out. A terrific catch by Bellinger in the 3rd inning. Braves have 1 hit. That's how good Urias has been tonight. He is cooling off a Braves offense that has been streaking. Wind blowing toward the chop house, as you saw with Turner's drive down the line. And that buzzed the tower. Ronald doesn't like that, as you know. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the Dodger defense. And Urias ready with his 75th pitch. As Jeff said earlier, he has not had much stress with those 75 tosses tonight.
No, it'll be interesting to see. Usually Dave Roberts, you know, does not let Urias go too deep into games. We've seen him a lot of times pull him after 6. See if the Braves can make him work a little bit here and maybe get to that pen.
Well, he's gone 5 innings or more in 12 straight starts. This is the 13th in a row for Urias. Well, you're right, Jeff, has not pitched
past 6 innings.
Past 6 innings yet this year.
Yep.
All about saving bullets for September and October, one would think. As Acuna awaits a 2-2 count. And a little tapper. That's hit slowly toward third. Ronald busting down the line. He'll pick up an infield hit. That's the 2nd knock of the game for the Braves. We'll take him any way we can get him.
Heck yeah.
There's a start with 1 out.
I would think as a pitcher, when that ball's hit with a guy like Ronald's speed, you just think, well, that's a knock.
There goes the one hitter.
There's a knock. And that's baseball. Last time up, he absolutely smokes one to center field that Bellinger makes a great play. Now he hits one about 7 feet.
And that's an example of what we've talked about a couple of times when we've seen Ronald make contact and hit a routine ground ball. He's not flying down the line. The Braves medical staff has said to him, save that burst for when you need it. That was one of the plays where you needed it. And he did bust down the first base line. So here's Dansby. He shoots this ball softly toward right. Thompson on the run, still coming. He's going to dive. He can't make the play. And Acuna's on his way to third. He's going to stop there. Atlanta's got him at the corners with one out. 2 soft hits, but we'll take them. And Atlanta has its first threat in the game.
And you know what? I like Ronald's read right here. You know, in a game that not much is going your way, Chip, he read that, realized had a good chance to fall, and he just went ahead and took off. He makes that play. It's inning over. Instead, it's a hit. Kind of just popped out of his glove. Now you got some action.
Austin Riley is 0 for 2. Chop House starting to make some noise here as the Braves are 1 swing away from making it a 1-run game. First time Urias has been in trouble tonight. Riley ready. Here it is. Off the plate. Ball 1.
Well, we talked about Atlanta's lineup being so deep, top to bottom, being able to do it. This is one of the most impressive things, Chip. Atlanta RBI by spots in the order this year, 1 through 3, 107 RBIs, 4 through 6, 107 RBIs, and 7 through 9, 108 RBIs.
Have you ever seen that kind of balance from
I
a team
haven't,
before?
but that's how you go deep into the playoffs right there.
Not just one place to provide the offense or to go get outs. So Riley ahead in the count, 1-0. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. Another sellout crowd announced tonight, 42,105. And it's going to be packed all weekend long. 3 night games this homestand. Max Fried goes tomorrow night. Spencer Strider on Sunday night. The Braves pushing toward 1.5 million in attendance. They'll get over that mark in game 2 of the series. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's ripped back toward us and off to the right.
Fastball was just high enough.
I will say this, it looks like Riley has tried to hit the ball the other way with this alignment.
He's done a good job doing it. Now I imagine you're going to see it again with 2 strikes here.
He's popped out to first. He's popped out to right. Now Urias trying to dry off. There's not a dry spot on that uniform right now.
No.
And a slip and a miss location would be just what the doctor ordered here. Dansby at first, Acuna at third. The 1-2 pitch. Good take. 2-2. Mark Prior is the Dodger pitching coach, looking on as Urias trying to make his way through the 6th inning with a shutout. He leads 4-0. The pitch stayed high. What a take. 2 close pitches. Riley showing some discipline. Olsen on deck.
That ball was definitely up.
It was.
You know, he kind of stared in pretty late. That's higher than high.
But still a pretty competitive pitch.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just saying it looked a little surprised it wasn't called.
Dodger bullpen's going to get busy. Swanson with a 3-2 count at first. Riley in the box. Acuna 90 feet away. Listen to the ballpark. Late break and fouled away. Dansby was kind of in between, not sure if he wanted to go, and then took off. Might have spun his wheels, and he does some groundskeeping work in front of the first base bag.
Say all night when Reyes has had to make a pitch, we've seen that fastball try to elevate.
Again, Urias ready. Dansby leads at first. The 3-2 pitch. He's going. It's ball 4. They're loaded. Now the tying run comes to the plate. And the Braves, Jeff, for the first time tonight, are making Urias work. And Mark Prior, with the bullpen just getting up, is going to walk out. And again, Urias trying everything he can to dry off. I mean, look, he's grabbing dirt on the mound. Right now, he is sopping wet.
Well, and how ironic is it who's coming up to bat, too? The first baseman, Matt Olson, here with a chance to do some damage.
So what a night to start this series between the Braves and Dodgers. The Friday night showdown presented by Kaiser Permanente. The ballpark is alive. All right, what's your approach from Matt here? He's doubled. He has struck out.
So you think about where the double was. Ball was away. Where did he go last 2 times? Up and in right here. So if you're Matt here, you got to be thinking, see that ball out over the plate. And I'm thinking dead center right here. And that way, hopefully, it helps you lay off that pitch if it's in and up.
First pitch swing popped up left side. Might stay in play at the netting. No, it's into the camera well. There's a break, strike 1.
Big break. Usually that ball kind of comes back.
Got to get a run here. You want more than one if you can get it. You got to do something. Bases loaded, 1 out. Evan Phillips is up in the Dodger bullpen. He's a right-hander. A Brave at every base. No balls and a strike. And this is what can make Matt Olson such a tough man to pitch to. Yeah, he's your cleanup hitter, but he's not just up there hacking away. Matt Olson has walked 41 times. That's far and away the most on this Braves offense. Even count. Stayed high. What was a 4-0 Dodger lead in jeopardy. Urias behind in the count. The 20th pitch of the inning is coming from the Dodger left-hander. Swing, fly ball, shallow left center field. That ball is caught by Taylor. Acuna will tag and score. The Dodgers concede a run. It's a sacrifice fly, and the Braves are on the board. They get one, but it costs them, Jeff, a second precious out in the inning.
It did. It did. It definitely did. But with that being said, you got Ozuna coming up, and then you're going to see what Dave Roberts is going to do. Reyes has struck out Ozuna tonight on 2 fastballs, and it looks like he's giving him an opportunity to go get him.
Yeah, maybe you get a fresh arm, but how can you pitch Ozuna any better than what this man's done?
On the other side, if you're the Braves right now, you're thinking, okay, Ozuna has seen every pitch. He's had 2, bats that have been 6-7 pitches each. Maybe he can time up one of those fastballs and give it a ride.
And tie the game.
Yep.
So it's a 4-1 score. The Acuna infield hit turns into the Braves' first run of the night. Swanson and Riley at second and first respectively, as Marcel chomping at the bit to bring the Braves closer here in the 6th. Little chopper hit foul at third.
You can see Urias threw the changeup on him.
I'd love to see Marcel hit one to right and get it up in that slipstream.
Look, you'd love a big fly, but even a base hit scores you one. A gapper with Riley's speed should score you two.
No balls and a strike.
There was that fastball, 95. Good swing.
So the Braves down to their last strike here in the 6th inning. .91 pitches for Urias. Heaviest workload by inning in this 6th inning.
And I would think either way, this is probably his last hitter.
The pitch. Little number at the plate is foul. A couple of years ago, Marcell Ozuna almost won the Triple Crown for the Braves. Remarkable year in the COVID campaign. '29 RBIs for the Braves this year with 13 homers. Most pitches Urias has thrown in a game this year. Here comes his 94th. And Ozuna has the hat trick. Urias retires him on strikes. And the Braves settle for one in the 6th inning. To the 7th we go. It's now 4-1 LA.
Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Braves had their first run, trail 4-1 after 6 innings of game 1 of this series with the Dodgers. Hope you'll join us on July 5th with the Cardinals in town. A 4-game series with the Redbirds. It's WWE night on Tuesday, July 5th here at Truist Park. With your WWE ticket package, you'll get a game ticket and that one-of-a-kind WWE wrestling pillow of Braves superstar Austin Riley. Tickets are going fast. Go to braves.com/WWE. Two heavyweights getting after it this weekend. The Braves and Dodgers in game 1 of the set. Max Muncy leads off the 7th. Colin McHugh back out there. He's done excellent work picking up Ian Anderson.
Hey, he's kept that score at 4 and, you know, kind of give this offense a chance. 9 more outs.
Max Muncy with a couple of walks. He's another guy who's an interesting story. Was not really headed for great success with the Oakland A's. Not a lot of homers, but went to LA and all of a sudden became a star with the Dodgers.
It's a little bit, you know, I think Charlie Morton, those guys, they go to a place and they kind of just something clicks. Someone finds something maybe and helps them go to the next level.
128 homers, 123 of them with the Dodgers.
Yeah, pretty good.
1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Colin McHugh changing speeds nicely. That's his 3rd strikeout. And a great way to start the 7th inning. This is why you have guys like Colin McHugh. As you said, kind of a modern-day Josh Tomlin in this Braves bullpen.
Something just different, something to mix it up.
Chris Taylor, the batter. He has struck out twice in 3 trips. The Braves play him to pull, and that's in for a strike. Taylor's one that got away from the Mariners. Dylan Lee, he is getting ready in the Braves bullpen. As Colin McHugh fires his 32nd pitch. Pride of Berry College, the only major leaguer from Berry College.
Rome.
Great guy. Colin McHugh, glad he's back. Can't place it any better than that. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's had them off balance. Had him looking for different pitches. He's working the inner half of the plate, and then really with these righties, he is pounding that outside zone.
Cutters and sliders from Colin McHugh. This one is golfed foul. It's 2-2. Hope you'll stick around for the stretch. An emotional night here in Atlanta. It's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. The guys will be talking about the return of Freddie Freeman playing at Truist Park for the first time tonight as a Dodger. A lot of tears, a lot of emotion. Really a heartfelt speech from Freddie before the game. And the first smile when Brian Snitker handed him his coveted World Series ring from last season. I think I just read Freddie's lips. I think he said, "I'm really tired," and I could understand why.
I would imagine so. He's going to sleep pretty good tonight.
He's got 50 friends and family here tonight at the ballpark. As this one is knuckled toward Riley at third. Some funky spin on that, but Taylor's retired without trouble. 2 outs. And Justin Turner is the hitter.
That was 7 cutters right there to Taylor. And that's what worked him in. And then that last one way inside.
Every single hitter I've ever talked to said if there's a pitch that should be outlawed, it's not the spitball, it's the cutter.
100%. Nobody likes that.
Here's Turner. He's got a couple of RBIs tonight. Sac fly in the first, bounced into a force play in the 5th. Marcia had to handle an awkward throw from Austin Riley at the second base bag. Held the pillow, got the out. His return throw to first not in time. And that played at the Dodgers' 4th and final run to this point. 1 ball, 1 strike. Among the folks who couldn't be here tonight for Freddie Freeman, Freddie's dad. He's under the weather a bit, and so could not be in Atlanta for his son's return. So, Mr. Freeman, if you're watching our broadcast tonight, all of us miss you. Wish you and yours all the best. Class act. Arcia behind the bag at second. Perfect throw. And what a job by Colin McHugh. 3 shutout innings to keep the Braves in this game. 6, 7, and 8 coming up for the Braves after the stretch. Trevor, take it away here at the Battery Atlanta.
Natural Gas on a Freddie Freeman Friday. The love was effusive from the first moment he set foot onto the Truist Park fields. He saved his ring ceremony for his first return here to Truist Park, and Kelly Crow caught up with him immediately afterwards.
From the bottom of my heart, my family's heart, we thank you for the support that you've shown my family and I for the last 12 years. I've been looking forward to this for 3 months. It's been a hard day, a very emotional day. And I know the whole weekend's going to be very emotional, but help me get through it. Help my family get through this too, because this is going to be hard, but we love you guys. Always will. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've shown my family and I over the last 12 years.
Peter, the emotion is exhilarating and exhausting at the same time.
You just saw him lips before. He said, I'm so tired. I can't even imagine what this day has been for him. Well, actually, I can, because we witnessed it hour by hour. It's been so emotional. He knew it was coming, but still nothing really prepared him for what it was going to be like to be able to be back in Atlanta, driving into a different parking spot. Everything felt different today, but it was all the same, and it was so good to see him finally get that ring. The first at bat was obviously emotional as well. I was standing right behind his family. Everybody was in tears. It was just a really nice day, Beach.
You know what? He's going to sleep well tonight. You better believe that. But Freddie was Freddie. 2 walks and a single. This guy continues to rake. I don't care how tired he is. Man, the fans here, and I truly miss Freddie Freeman. He's going to have a tremendous career with L.A.
His on-base streak continues, and so does the success and love for him here at Truist Park. We're going to get you back to some more Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at GNG.com.
We move to the bottom of the 7th now. Braves trailing 4-1. But to piggyback on what the guys were just talking about, Freddie did say last night when they landed the Dodgers, he said the feelings, he didn't feel anything quite like he did this afternoon. He actually got to go home, and he mentioned Ivan, who's cut his hair for the last 12 years, came over, got him looking great for this afternoon. But it wasn't until he was driving here to this park that it all started to really hit him. And he said, seeing all those Freeman jerseys as I walked in, but being asked, Jeff, because you brought it up earlier in the broadcast, about closure this weekend. He said, I don't need closure. Why would I want to close such a great chapter in not only my career, but my life? He goes, now regret, that's another topic. And he goes, it's something we really just don't have time to get into today. But I thought that was an interesting response, because as far as closure, I think he wants to always remember his time here so fondly. But it was the process this offseason that I think will forever eat at him.
Kelly, you should write a book for him someday, and you can give the whole story. And
I
then
feel
we
like
can get some
you've
closure.
probably got some stories that need to be in there that I wouldn't have. So I'm just going to leave that to you.
Those are, you know what? Those are some, Chip. Those are some very interesting words when you think about, closure to regret. But at the end of the day, what's done is done, and. Like I said, again, it was a great ceremony tonight, and now it's good to get back to playing baseball. We even just showed him in the dugout a minute ago. It looks a little more relaxed now. Maybe it's wearing off as far as it's time to play baseball a little bit,
Evan Phillips, the pitcher for the Dodgers, and I would imagine the anticipation is a lot more stressful than the actual moment.
Yeah.
Because it looks so cathartic for him. All the emotion came out for Freddie Freeman. As William Contreras leads off for the Braves. Urias was terrific. 3 hits, 1 run in 6 innings. And this one scorched to center, but right at Bellinger. And that's the first out. So let's put a bow on it for Freddie Freeman. It's closure and continuation. That's really the only thing you can do at this point in time.
Right.
And we'll see where he goes, where the Dodgers go, where Matt Olson and the Braves go. I think both teams are very happy with whom they have playing that position.
Yeah.
Here's Adam Duvall.
They're 2 of the top 4 first basemen in all of baseball. So
Adam has grounded out and struck out. Evan Phillips in for one reason. He's not allowed an earned run this month for LA. In fact, he's given up just 5 hits this month. He made his major league debut with the Braves, you might recall, on the 3rd of July 2018. But now pitching against us with the Dodgers, who lead 4-1. There's another swing of emotions in this series, too. We've got Kenley Jansen at the back of our bullpen.
Yes.
They've got Craig Kimbrell.
I tell you, there's storylines everywhere when you think about it when these two teams meet.
Let's see if the Braves can flip the script here in the last couple of innings. Ground ball to third. Nice pick by Muncy, and a strike for out number 2. And Orlando Arcia, the final hope for the Braves in the 7th inning. And before Orlando tries to reach for a second time, here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no. Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Orlando trying to extend a 4-game hitting streak. He's got a hit in each one of those games for the Braves. And in for a strike. Not only do we have the emotions of the Braves-Dodgers matchup, after our game, after the Friday night showdown, fireworks. Ooh. Here at Truist Park.
Hal's favorite night of the week.
That young man was awfully impressive, trying to win his 5th game. 9 strikeouts in 6 innings for Urias. A ball and a strike for the Braves second baseman Arcia. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. As I mentioned earlier, something that makes you feel a little old. Mark Pryor is the pitching coach for the Dodgers. He's off to such a brilliant career with the Chicago Cubs. Was injured in a play on the bases with Marcus Giles, and that changed the trajectory of his big league pitching career. But now is following in the footsteps of Rick Honeycutt, pride of Ringgold, Georgia, who's probably watching the game tonight, the former Dodger pitching coach. We go to the 8th.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. Georgia Natural Gas, live the greener life. And by the Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day.
4-1 Los Angeles. We head to the 8th inning. It's game 1 of our weekend series. Fans, this summer's all about Braves baseball and bobbleheads. The first 15,000 fans here at Truist Park July 12th when the Mets are in town will get a Tyler Matzek bobblehead. That's presented by Coca-Cola. To see all the promotions and get your tickets, go to Braves.com/promos. Dylan Lee is the 3rd Atlanta pitcher of the game. Dylan's been terrific of late for the Braves. Look at that ERA, Jeff.
Yeah,
0.68.
Yeah. Almost perfect.
And another strike for Gavin Lux, who is 0 for 3. Bellinger, then Trace Thompson, scheduled for the Dodgers, who got 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 5th. And a little number. Lee, 360 spin. Bare hand try, can't come up with it, and Lux has an infield hit on a 2-strike count. About the only chance Dylan had to make that play with the speed of Lux.
It's tough because it's just sat there, and it's even tougher being left-handed, Chip, trying to come across, where if you're righty, you can go right to it. He kind of had to go around it.
You're going to drive home faster than that ball was hit. 49.9 miles an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I drive the speed limit, but yeah.
Cody Bellinger, the hitter, 1 on, nobody out. Bellinger has struck out twice. I think this game will do everybody some good. Get focused for the rest of the weekend. Get the emotion out of the way. You can go home and sit on your porch, relax, have a good time. And then we'll get set for the Phillies. This one jammed Bellinger, and it's driven toward left. And he will be retired for the first out. Trace Thompson is the hitter. We showed that bobblehead feature, Kelly, of Tyler Matzek. Is there an update on his health status right now?
Well, we got to get him back for bobblehead night, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean,
you would think that.
He, of course, has been sidelined with that left shoulder inflammation since about mid-May. We've seen him out here during this homestand throwing a few side sessions, and tomorrow, actually, he is scheduled to throw live BP. So that's another progression in his throwing program, if you will. And I know we've all kind of bumped into him down here. Says he's feeling great, in good spirits, and I know got a big cheer from the crowd tonight when they saw him and Luke Jackson on the big board, didn't they? It's good seeing them around here, but certainly, yeah, I get the impression that maybe by the end of this month they hope to have Matzek and even Eddie Rosario maybe out on rehab assignments.
Yeah, I talked to Brian Snicker before the game, Jeff.
Yeah.
He updated us on Eddie.
I think he's headed out for an assignment, and that's good news. So he's seen the ball much better. Watched him really this whole homestand. He's taking BP and looks really good.
Yeah, we're told Eddie's going out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So it's not going to be an overnight thing to get Rosario back.
No, and that's what he said. He said, you know, look, this guy really, even for the start of the year, didn't. I mean, he played some, but you know, was having trouble with his eye to begin with. So he's like, he's really going to have to, you know, get some ABs, and that's good. It gives him an opportunity to get comfortable before he joins the big club.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Trace Thompson, who's got a couple of singles in the game. And that pushes him off the plate. Well, the reason the Braves are still in this game, the bullpen. 3 terrific shutout innings from Colin McHugh, who allowed just 2 hits. Dylan Lee trying to erase Trace Thompson with Trey Turner waiting next. There's that strike 3. Lee continues his good work. And that leads us right to what I was talking about, our landmark team comparison. Got to have a good bullpen in this era of baseball, and the Braves' pen this month has been awesome.
They have been. I mean, they have, like you said, other than that other night, that kind of took the ERA up some, but done outstanding work.
Trey Turner. 2 singles, a homer, 2 runs. No balls and a strike. Popping that fastball, 92, 93 miles an hour. Didn't get that call. It's an even count. When we get to the home 8th, we've got the right guys coming up. Harris, Acuna, and Swanson. It's still a manageable game, but we're running out of outs. The Braves have 6 of them left. Two and two. McHugh got Turner with some breaking stuff in the 6th. Maybe that's something the Braves are finding out about Trey.
No, I think you got to mix it up. You got to keep him off balance. He likes to swing early too.
So 2-2 and fouled away. He swung early, he swung often, and swung successfully in the 5th.
Again, one of those balls we saw go right down that right field line. Only 350 feet, but got it up in that jet stream.
So 10 homers for Trey Turner. 2-2 pitch. Little tapper. Lee's got this one, and he'll flip to first. An impressive inning for Dylan Lee. Michael Harris leads off for the Braves, who trail 4-1. One score. The 2022 Chevy MLB All-Star ballots now open. A handful of Braves are in contention to make the final round of voting. Vote daily at MLB.com/vote to send your favorite Braves players to Los Angeles to represent the National League later on this summer. I'm sure there'll be a few All-Star berths in the future of Michael Harris as a member of the Braves. Following him, 2 likely candidates, Acuna, Swanson, and let's not forget Austin Riley. Hopefully they will all come up As we've entered the late innings where the Braves, Jeff, lately have been feasting. That's our The Home Depot Getting More Done feature.
Hey, think about the team. Last 15 games at home, too, are 12-3. And this is when they've done their best work. We saw the other night come back against the Giants and score 3. So they don't always get the job done, but they usually find a way to get a couple guys on and give somebody a chance to get a big hit.
But another tough customer, Daniel Hudson, greets us in the 8th inning, and Harris offered at the first, didn't get it. Michael struck out twice.
Yeah,
now,
Hudson remembered for that final out for the Nats as their closer during the World Series in 2019.
But look at that bottom line on his bio. The Braves have roughed him up.
He has not liked pitching against the Braves, although I will tell you this, as of late he's started to throw that slider a lot more. He's always been a guy that's relied on that big fastball.
Let's get Michael on and get some excitement back in the yard. Braves have a run on 3 hits. Freeman hugging the line at third. Muncy off the bag at third. As that's inside. 3 balls and a strike. Freeman at first, of course, I beg your pardon. And now a 3-1 count. 4 straight fastballs.
It's a pretty good pitch right there.
Patience, young Michael. Let's see what you get. It's on the ground. Freeman, awkward hop, fields and flips to the pitcher. Nice comeback for Hudson. Harris might have broken his bat. And there's the first out in the 8th. And to the top of the order we go. Ronald Acuna Jr. He's the only Brave to touch the plate so far tonight. Ronald reached on an infield hit in the 6th inning. The Braves had the bases loaded with 1 out. Got an Olson sacrifice fly for their run scored. And downstairs, final in Miami. The Mets did beat the Marlins in Sandy Alcantara tonight. 5-3 was the final score. So the Braves need to come back and win this game to stay 4 back in the Eastern race. Acuna has seen Hudson a time or two. 2 hits, both of them extra bases, including a home run. And he's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-1 right on by 97. And that evens the count.
That was good location. 4-seamer on the inner half. Tough pitch to get to.
So Hudson ready, his 2-2 pitch. And Acuna fought that off. That's into the Braves dugout. Atlanta's got Max Fried in game 2 tomorrow. Andrew Heaney was supposed to start. He's come down with a bad shoulder for the 2nd time. He's on his way back to LA for further examinations. They're going to pitch Mitch White in the middle game of the series. Spencer Strider and Tony Gonsolin pitch on Sunday night. We join you again from Philadelphia Tuesday at Citizens Bank Park. Swinging bunt. That is a fair ball. And a bad throw from Smith. And down goes Hudson in a heap. He's on his back in front of the pitcher's mound. Hudson hurt himself breaking off the mound, tosses the glove away. And now the Dodger training staff checks him out here in the Atlanta 8th. The left knee. It looked, Jeff, like when he went to plant with his left knee to go after that ball, it just went out from under him, almost like it hyperextended.
He went down right away.
So that's a big loss for the Dodgers, as Hudson's going to have to be helped to the Dodger dugout. He's walking off with assistance and not much weight on that left leg.
He's in some pain.
He's trying to walk it off, but obviously is not going to be able to continue. So Hudson, a big part of the Dodger bullpen, injures himself after throwing a pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr., who reaches with an infield hit. The 8th inning continues for the Braves. 1 on, 1 out. Dansby Swanson up, and the Dodgers will have to go to their bullpen due to injury.
Sellout crowds. This place is packed in the Battery.
1 pitch. Slugged out to left field, and this is down for a base hit. Here comes Ozzie.
And first ball swinging. Oh, it gets through. Do it again. Another 1-2 coming from Buehler. Rosario deep to right. It is gone. A 3-run blast.
Got him swinging strike three. Unbelievable.
The Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series.
Well, last year the Atlanta Braves slayed the dragon that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Eddie Rosario, the MVP of the LCS. Those incredible strikeouts from Tyler Matzik, and man, oh man, what a moment for the organization to get past the Dodgers, a club that they had seen in playoff series before.
Well, it's kind of become a rivalry, and like anything, to become a rivalry, you got to beat the other team too. And the Braves were able to do that last year, and pretty convincingly during that NLCS. So look, these two teams now for the last 3-4 years have kind of been the class of the National League, and you know, it's no doubt these games are close games. They're good ball games, and you know, now for the Braves, look, you got a runner on here, and you got a chance to do something.
With Brusdar Graterol on the mound for the Dodgers, he wasn't even warming up when Hudson was in the game, so he will get as much time as he needs to get loose on this hot night. Graterol, including postseason play, has had his share of troubles with the Braves, but this guy features an explosive fastball, Jeff, so not an easy ride for Dansby Swanson and Austin Riley, who are the next 2 scheduled hitters.
No, you're going to see 100 coming at you, 100% about that. And then, you know, you got the good slider, but looks like he's already ready. A little quicker than I thought, I'll tell you that. But, you know, sometimes those bullpen guys like that, they don't need long.
Dansby has not seen Graterol. Dansby is 1 for 3 tonight with a 6th inning single. Need one more base runner and then Riley to do his thing. You saw Austin's good work in that highlight reel from the LCS. And the one thing every manager will tell you in any big league game, you hate seeing key members of your club getting hurt. You hate to see anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But certainly in the case of the Dodgers, Hudson, who hurt his left knee and had to be helped to the Dodger dugout.
That did not look good.
Swing and a shot hit to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Acuna's going to fly toward third, and he's going to slide in safely. And so the Braves bring the tying run to the plate. Here we go. Late inning magic for Atlanta. It's a possibility tonight at Truist Park.
You said it. You showed the bottom of the numbers. Gratterall, for as good as he's been, has had some trouble against the Braves. He blew Dansby away with that first pitch at 99. Came back and tried to throw the slider. Look at that thing. It just spun. Dansby ropes into left field, and good base running by Ronald. Never stopped the whole time, knowing that Taylor really couldn't get anything on that throw.
So two close teammates from last year talk it over at first base with Riley in the box. Austin 0 for 2 with a walk. He's the tying run. And a strike. There's 99.8.
Yeah.
We'll round that up to 100, as you said. Braves saw some of that with Doval and the Giants. They ought to have 100 timed pretty well. At least you hope so. .101. That's a different animal.
Yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. This is why guys like Minter and Matzik and Kenley Jansen are so valuable for the Braves. Gratterall and company for the Dodgers. In postseason play, when you have to cut off a run, strikeout stuff plays.
Yes, it's huge.
And this guy's got it. And tapped foul.
You know, if you're Austin Riley now, Chip, you're kind of thinking along of what he's doing to you right now. He just kind of hung one slider, and you're throwing 101 like this. So if you're Austin, choke up a little bit and just get ready for that fastball. And if he throws a slider, hope he hangs it.
0-2 pitch. That got the umpire on the way by. Riley hanging tough. And Acuna infield hit. A solid single to left for Dansby Swanson in this 8th inning. Austin Riley trying to join the hit parade for the Braves and bring us at least a run closer. It's a 4-1 game. Gratterall is ready. And it's hit slowly towards second. Dansby tries to take out Turner, and they get the double play. And they get out of the 8th inning. Good job by Gratterall to pick up an injured Daniel Hudson. The Braves out of luck in the 8th. Your teammates knew the enormity of the moment. His family was here as well. And at that moment, that was the first smile we saw all day today. Our T-Mobile coverage cam.
You know, it's interesting. I don't even think Freddie really had a chance to look at the ring. If you think about it, he went from that to the interview with Kelly. So hopefully after this game, he can get actually in there and look at it. But it was nice to see him back at Truist Park tonight, even if it's in another uniform.
Dylan Lee back out there. In fact, we were in LA. We'd received our championship rings, and several on the traveling party were wearing them out in Los Angeles. Fred said, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it.
He was very vocal about that.
And obviously savored the moment tonight. Dodgers have out hit the Braves 9-5. Freddie has one of those hits. He's walked twice. Both of those walks came home to score. As he faces down Dylan Lee, who looked terrific in the 8th inning. Freddie Freeman grounds right to Dansby. The shift worked perfectly there for out number 1. So Dylan Lee, an inning and a third, will be taken down. You've got Smith, Muncy, and Taylor, 2 of those batters right-handed. And Brian Snitker will go get Dylan and say, nice job, son. Heck, the Braves bullpen in this game, 4 1/3 innings of shutout relief. They've given the offense a chance, and the Braves with 3 outs left trail 4-1. Darren O'Day is on for the Braves. Different look for Smith and Muncy here in the 9th inning. Nobody on, 1 out. Braves down 4-1. They'll have Olson, Ozuna, and Contreras coming up. There's a strike from Darren. Will Smith, a nice night. 2 hits in his first 4 trips to the plate. His first hit was an RBI single in the first inning. That came against Ian Anderson, who allowed 4 runs in his 4+ innings. In game 1 of the series, there is Craig Kimbrel, the former Brave. 23 games for Craig. Out of the Dodger bullpen. Two balls and a strike. Right on by Smith. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A full count to the Dodger catcher. The lone Braves win against the Dodgers this season came in a game started by Max Fried. He pitches tomorrow night. This ball is lifted off to the right and out of play. Remember that game at Dodger Stadium, Max Fried retired the first 15 hitters to start the game. He was magnificent. And barring a comeback tonight, we'll hope for a similar performance in the middle game of the series.
Max was outstanding on Monday night here.
O'Day ready with another 3-2 pitch. It is off to our right. And a fan from Lilburn, Georgia, came away with that souvenir as we battle on in the 9th inning. This is one of the things that makes the Dodgers so tough. This is not a free swinging club. They draw their walks. They put the ball in play, generally speaking.
They grind out ABs for sure.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And O'Day pulled a string, and Smith a little too eager. There's the second out of the inning. O'Day retires. Will Smith on strikes. And it's up to Max Muncy to keep the 9th alive for LA.
Good pitch. You can see Smith had seen 2 fastballs, fouled him off, and a good slider by Darren. Now the Braves bullpen's 1 out away from 5 scoreless tonight. I mean, that's, we talk about the good bullpen work, the offense. I mean, that's why, the last 4 years, these 2 teams both top 2, 3 in offense, top 2, 3 in bullpen. And I mean, there's a reason you're playing till late October.
And as we said, if you don't have an offense that's going to score a lot of runs, you can still be very successful if you pitch.
Yep.
And that's how the Dodgers have done it. They're hoping after this game their starting staff will be 33-11. Think about that. 33-11. And that's a starting staff that's without Walker Buehler. So there's no secret. Dodgers and Braves, pitching oriented organizations. Dodgers don't have a ton of power. But if you know you're only going to give up 2 or 3, you only have to score 2, 3, or 4 every night. 1-1 pitch for Max Muncy.
Kind of like the Braves during that win streak. Then when your offense is just giving you 8 or 9, that's when you rip off a huge winning streak.
Yeah. And tonight, there really haven't been many scoring chances for the Braves. Urias was really, really good.
They had 1 chance in that inning against him, and then the last inning
Braves got a sac fly in the 6th. The double play took him out of the home 8th. As this ball is popped up, Dansby's calling everybody off, and he'll make the grab as that retires Max Muncy. Great job by the Braves bullpen. 5 shutout innings. Braves have 3 outs left as we head to the home 9th. Tuesday against the Philadelphia Phillies. We will be with you on Bally's Sports South Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for that 3-game set. Our first look at the Phillies on the road. Braves baseball, as always, is presented by Truist. You can check us out on Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. Braves down 3, have 3 outs left, Jeff. And in other familiar faces in town, the all-time active saves leader in Big League Baseball, Craig Kimbrel.
Greg, some outstanding years here in Atlanta. One of the most dominant closers for a long period. Seeking his 385th save tonight. One area where he struggled this year, lefties hitting 347 off him.
Maybe that Slata hasn't been working so well for Craig Kimbrel.
Man, you see those last 14 games for him. And Daniel Hudson was pitching so good. There was actually talk out there, you know, questions to Dave Roberts who was going to be his closer, and he said, I'm sticking with the guy that's got experience.
So this series could feature the active leader and 8th place save man of all time, Kimbrel for the Dodgers, and Kenley Jansen, who just moved into 10th place all by himself, pitching out of the Braves bullpen.
Well, one thing, even though he's pitched here in Atlanta, you wonder sometimes if he's going to be a little juiced up and be a little erratic.
Well, we need base runners.
Yeah.
There's no mistake in that. As Matt Olson has doubled, has an RBI. And this one bounced. Fair ball. CB Buckner said fair. And Matt Olson gets a base hit to start the Atlanta 9th. Craig Kimbrel thought it was foul. Freddie Freeman thought it was foul. No call from Mark Rippinger saying foul. Dave Roberts is going to come out and check this out. And CB Buckner and the home plate umpire said fair ball. Was it? You have to take a closer look and see if it hit the chalk. If it went over the bag fair, then it's a fair ball. And Dave Roberts walks away muttering as Matt Olson has a leadoff 9th inning hit, his 2nd of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to say it went over the bag. That's my analysis on that play.
And it was very well analyzed. Here's Ozuna. Marcell is 0 for 3. There's a start. Let's see how Marcell has done against Craig Kimbrel. 1 for 4, a couple of walks. No closer is perfect. No one will ever be except Brad Lidge, who had 1 perfect year. Maybe this is one of those nights where Craig Kimbrel, as you suggested, is off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great way to cap an emotional night?
Wow.
A walk-off at home. And a ways to go yet. The pitch. Popped up. Lux is under that and makes a smart play, a 2-handed grab. Ozuna is the first out. Braves have 2 outs left. Here's Contreras. William is 0 for 3. He's lined out twice. The young Braves catcher has never run into Craig Kimbrel. And the slider or knuckle curve, take your pick, misses off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
Any way you can. You got to get one more on, and then it gives you a chance for one swing to tie it up.
Huge hole right side for Contreras. And still all those pitches for Craig Kimbrel, all those big league stops. That fastball is still as good as gold. That one pumped in there at 96. That's what makes him tough. You expect the express, you get the curveball. And now Contreras down to his final strike in the Atlanta ninth. The 2-2 pitch. He'll see another one. Olson's not going anywhere with a 3-2 count. Here it is. Laced out of play off to the right. And it'll ricochet down to the second deck. In a packed house at Truist Park, 42,000 plus. Braves trying to give us another ninth inning finish. Duvall and Arcia are scheduled after William Contreras. So awaits another payoff pitch, and here it is. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And the Braves are down to their final out. Adam Duvall will dig in with an 0-for-3 night. Adam looking for his first hit against the Dodger pitching staff this year. He's 0-for-15, including an 0-for-3 tonight. Time to change that, Adam.
Anyway on.
Yep. Duvall 0-for-1 in his career against Kimbrel. Olson takes off. The Dodgers concede that. The Braves eliminate the force play at second on defensive indifference. And there's a time where broadcasters say, oh boy, you know, you need a base runner any way you can get one. Just lean into one, Adam. Right? 98 at the
Why
kneecaps.
You got ice.
One ball, no strikes. Olson in scoring position. The Braves have 6 hits in the game. Right at the kneecaps, even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. High pop fly to straightaway center. Bellinger retreats, and the Dodgers take game 1 of the weekend series, a 4-1 final score. There's a smile from Freddie Freeman. He gets a World Series ring and a win with the Dodgers in the opening game of the weekend series. Urias the winner, Anderson the loser. Craig Kimbrel picks up his 13th save. And Max Fried, Jeff, will try to get the Braves back in the win column in game 2 tomorrow night.
And a lot of damage done early in that game. And Ian came back through some good innings, but credit the bullpen for the Braves. They did a great job, Chip, of limiting damage, but Urias was really good tonight. But with that being said, when you lose one like that, there's no better feeling than knowing you got Max Fried coming back tomorrow night on the mound to get you a split so far.
So an emotional night for Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers and the Braves. Atlanta welcome back their world champion first baseman, now in Dodger colors, and hope for better luck in game 2 of the series. We will join you again for the start of our series with the Phillies beginning Tuesday night. Those games airing on Bally Sports South. For Kelly Kroll, for Jeff Francoeur, and the rest of our great crew, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday night in Philly. First things first, though, Braves Live presented by Xfinity is coming up next.